Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the shed. I'm Lonnie.
Hey, I'm Candace. Welcome back. Well, this morning we're going to jump right into some viewer questions. Lonnie's pulled 3 questions.
Yeah.
And I think we're just going to get right to it. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. First one is from Jorge Gonzalez, 5723. Hello, Lonnie and Candace. I am new to eBay selling, and you two have motivated me to one day be able to sell full-time and quit my job. Question for Lonnie. How long did it take for you to quit your job and do eBay full-time, or did you jump into it? Is there a video that shows that transition?
So, I of course, I can answer this question. However, I think it would be much more interesting to hear the answer from Candace's perspective. What was it from your perspective? How did it happen? Because keep in mind, Candace was working a full-time job at this point.
Lonnie was working a full-time job.
I was working a full-time job.
Honestly, I came home one day and Lonnie's like, I quit my job. I'm going to sell on eBay. I'm like, what? He had not even told me he was entertaining the idea or anything. That's how I found out. Like, yeah, we didn't discuss it or anything. But I understand because I've been there. He was very unhappy at his job and he had to make a change. So I get it. But yeah, I was like completely thrown for a loop. Like I had no idea it was coming.
I remember I was sitting on the couch and you walked in, and she walked in, and I told her, I just don't. How did you feel about it?
Scared, very scared. I'm like, has he lost his freaking mind?
I'm gonna
have to support this family now. What is going on here? You know?
Yeah.
It was scary. It really was. I'm sure it was just as scary for you.
No.
No?
I felt great about it.
You felt like I could take care of us?
No, I was just overly...
At the time, I think I was making like $16 an hour.
I think I was just overly optimistic about what I could do. And the reason I picked this question is it's a cautionary tale. I was very unhappy. I bought... I've told the story quite a few times, but you remember we went downtown one day and I bought a cart full of educational robots.
Yep. For
like $150 from this guy, and he was out in front of his father's record store but he had a cart of them. He got them surplus from the university for free. He sold them to me for $150. Mm-hmm. I ended up selling all these educational robots, and I'll put one or two in here because I think I have some demo videos from way back then. But I think I made around $2,000 on these, and I was still working for Apple at the time.
Yeah.
And
you were like, man, this is easy. Why doesn't everybody do this?
And look, at that point when I was selling those robots, true story, and this was what, 7 years ago?
Oh, yeah.
7, 8 years ago?
Yeah.
At that point, 7, 8 years ago, I had never been to a single garage sale ever in my life. I'd never been to one. I'd never been to an estate sale. Nothing.
No.
Nothing at all.
No.
Now.
I know, and that's why I was like, what is going on? Because it wasn't like we kind of dabbled in it or he was part-time. No. He just dove right in.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. And honestly, that first year was rough. That first year, like I found out pretty quickly that, people with carts full of educational robots are not on every corner selling them to you for very cheap. I started going to garage sales. And
at that time, like Facebook Marketplace was not really a thing.
No, but what they did have though, they had Facebook buy-sell groups.
Yes. They
had Facebook groups, and then people would.
You could pick stuff up cheap.
You could pick it up. You could extraordinary deals.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I was going to garage sales, and I had no clue what I was doing. I was buying a lot of junk. Every now and then I get a little lucky. I kind of figured out video game stuff was really good, and it was actually plentiful.
Back then
it was plentiful.
Yeah.
And I would find a pretty good bit of video game stuff, and I was flipping that, doing well with that. But outside of video games and some electronics,
a lot of trial and error.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I was very bad at it. Probably would have completely failed and had to have gone back to work I was probably a month or two away from having to go back to and get a job, honestly. Yeah. And then I think I just got really lucky. And
well, you started watching YouTube videos.
I started watching YouTube big time. Mm-hmm. And I started like really going to like what sold from a few channels.
Yep.
And Nick Hill's Golden Finger Picker. I watched a lot of Pete, Craigslist Hunter. Yep. There were a few others, and I just and honestly that helped me out. And then I had a few lucky bulk deals that I came across, and made it. And then rest is history. So up to now, who knows what happens tomorrow?
Right.
But yeah, I do not recommend doing it the way I did it. I got extremely lucky. I think
you should have you should be prepared if you're gonna do it. Like, have a ton of money saved up. Well, do a lot of research. Start out maybe part-time, just do it a little bit.
I think part-time. Starting part-time and even staying part-time might be the best fit for most people.
Yeah.
I can imagine, like, if I had a full-time job, even if it didn't pay a ton, that I liked, and then did reselling on the side for, maybe a couple hours a day, to me, that would be the best.
Yeah. Like, you have a job to pay the bills, and then the rest of that could be like going towards retirement or vacations or
right.
whatever.
And then you have health care and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But yeah, no, I did not do it the smart way. I would never recommend anyone just dive in, especially if you're new. Your chance of failure, everyone thinks they're special, right? I thought I was special. Everyone thinks they're special, and they're going to be the one that makes it. But the truth is that your chance of failure, especially if you're new at it, is very, very, very high.
And you can have all the knowledge in the world about what's the things to sell, but you have to actually find those things. The bigger your knowledge of those things are, the better, because you have a wider base of stuff to choose from. But it's tough, And
I think you need to prove the concept.
Yeah.
Like, I proved that I could make one buy and flip it and make a lot of money on it once, but I didn't do it more than that. I should have done it way more. It would have been much more comfortable. I should have talked about it with Candace, obviously. That was horrible.
Yeah.
That was really a bad move on my part.
Yeah.
It was.
You're very impulsive, though, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it was not good. But don't do it like I did. If you ever want to go for...
had a really bad day. Somebody cussed you out because their iPod wouldn't work or something?
No, wait, look, I was working iOS support for Apple from home. Actually, I think at that point, I had just gotten done with a pretty good while. I was the manager for the team, fill-in manager, because our manager had to take a leave of absence, and then I had to fill in as the manager. And not only I was tired of hearing about everybody's problems, and then I was in a management role.
So now you're hearing about their problems and employees' problems.
Right, exactly. And I was just sick of logging in the computer and hearing everybody's damn problems all day, every day.
Yeah.
So I was just... I don't know that I could ever work again for someone.
That's the kind of job you don't hear from people when things are going good, only when they're bad.
Never.
I didn't really think about that.
No, it was very depressing. Yeah. It was horrible. Anxious, depressing. No, it was bad. But it was that job was good because it got me home, because I was working from home. Our poker room had just closed, and I was working another job that I didn't like. I was a supervisor, like, for blackjack and for craps and roulette. I was doing the table games thing. Poker room had closed. I wasn't making as much money. I found out about this job from Apple. I applied for it, got the job, and then I was working from home. They sent me an iMac similar to that one.
Yeah.
And I was working from home, and I knew I didn't like that job, but I knew that I didn't want to have to drive to a job anymore after that. I was like, okay, this not having to commute thing, that kind of works for me. So then I got rid of that job, And now I still don't commute to work except for whenever I go to garage sales.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I did it wrong. I was bad. I was impulsive. I was horrible to Candace to do that. So please don't do that. Don't do what I did.
Yeah.
Chances are you're going to fail. Do it part-time and get really, really good at it for a long time before you try anything like that, please.
Next question. Susan.
You're not mad at me about that still, are you?
No.
Okay.
Are you mad at me for quitting my job?
No, not at all.
Okay.
But you told me, you told me, you gave me, I had a heads up. I could have talked you out of quitting your job.
You told me to do it.
I told you to quit your job.
Lonnie just wants everybody to quit their job.
Nobody to have a job. Not really.
Everybody in the world work from home.
Yeah, that wouldn't work. Everybody else but me, please.
Yeah.
But us.
All right, next question. Susan B, 3530. Curious, when you go to bed at night, do you turn off eBay notifications on your phone so that the constant cha-ching sound doesn't wake you up? Or do you fall asleep counting cha-chings? Thanks for the entertaining, informative content. Both of our phones are always on silent.
Yep.
I think she made this comment on a video where Lonnie's phone happened to be on. I don't even know why
We were
it was.
expecting a call about something. I
Okay.
don't remember what it was. Something important. I knew a call was coming. I'm going to make damn sure I didn't miss it.
Yeah, so we were recording a video and it happened to go off. So that never happens, I'm telling y'all. We both keep our phones on silent, especially when we're in here working and filming. You know. So but yeah.
I kind of miss it though because like it still kind of gets me going a little bit.
Yeah, it's fun to hear, or like I like whenever you're at garage sales and you hear somebody's phone go cha-ching.
Cha-ching, and it's all, especially like when you're under like a carport or in a garage, and it's echoing off the walls.
It's so awkward.
About that cha-ching is just sitting there.
And it's awkward, but it shouldn't be, because probably 99% of people out that don't do reselling don't even know what that means. So I would be like, oh my gosh, you know. But yeah, I think that's funny when that happens.
I have seen that happen before, like at estate sales and or something. And estate sales, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I feel what do you think estate sales or garage sales have the higher percentage of resellers at them?
I think
estate sales.
I
maybe.
think estate sales is probably equal, but it's more concentrated at one time when we go to the estate sales.
Right.
That's why you feel that way. That's why you're more likely to hear it at an estate sale, because there's so many gathered at one time.
I see a lot more comping at estate sales.
Yes, and for good reason, because you can't pick something up for $1. It's not usually.
Oh, that's true too.
Yeah,
that would be another
the profit
reason.
Margins are not as good as garage sales.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, it is a sweet, sweet sound, and because of that question, I went ahead and took the. I'm not on silent mode. This is really us not getting sales.
Yeah. No, we're not going to hear any cha-ching.
I'm gonna leave it on. And we'll see what happens. It is a sweet sound, man. It's like, I remember when I first started selling on eBay, I would hear that cha-ching. If my phone wasn't right by me, I would jump up. I'd be like, okay, what was it? Oh yeah, I sold that. And look, it would get to the point where not only would I go check my phone, I would go pack that thing right away. You remember how I would do that?
No, I don't.
I would get up, I would go, oh look, I
something today.
and I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go pack that up. Yeah, I would get all excited, and it's still exciting somewhat. I mean, the only difference is, I guess, you get dead into it a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, or a lot bit.
Well, the problem with not having it on now, you just see a notification and you don't know if it's a sale or an issue.
True.
Or somebody trying to send you an offer. You know what it is. At least with the cha-ching, you know what it is.
That's true. Because it's cha-ching means you sold something, and there's a different notification. But whenever I see my phone light up and I see an eBay notification,
it could be anything.
It could be a question.
It could be good or bad.
A return, a sale.
Yeah.
And usually whenever I'm looking at the notification, I'm just like, whew, it wasn't something bad.
Yeah.
You know, more than it's good.
Yep. Okay, next question. John D. 5968. Lonnie, how do you draw the fine line between this item is not worth enough to list on its own, so I'll bundle it with a bunch of other stuff that are also not worth enough to list on their own, but lotted together you hope it accumulated to a total worthwhile. versus I just need to suck it up and donate or discard. For me, whenever we take in a big influx of stuff, I will hold things aside if I have a lot of similar items that can't be listed on their own. Whereas with this miscellaneous stuff I've been dealing with, we would have to store so much stuff because it's
unlike items.
Yeah, it's a lot of unlike items that are not stored together. There may be another thing of that 20 boxes that I pull from now, and we just cannot hang on to that stuff just in case.
So the first qualification is you have to have other like items to put with it.
So for instance,
so let's assume you do have the like items.
Right. For instance, we did a really big action figure buy where it was all loose figures. That's a no-brainer. You just go through and you set your threshold. What am I willing to list things individually for? Usually, like with loose action figures back then, it was
$8 maybe.
Yeah, $8 to $10. Anything below that, you make a separate pile. And
some people may have a different number, right? Like,
yeah,
like a part.
And it depends on the item too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So just figure out what your threshold is. Okay, I'm gonna list things that are at least worth at least this amount, and then set them aside. And then even if you have a really big pile of the ones set aside, try to narrow those down. Like maybe all Marvel, all DC, all Power Rangers. But that's how we do it. But yeah, like the stuff we're dealing with now, it wouldn't make sense. I feel like we'd be spinning our wheels trying to make bundles like that.
No, I do too. Yeah, because the first qualification is it does need to be like items. But yeah, that's a good. I mean, it's hard to answer as far as just like value wise.
Right.
I'm not going to tell someone else what to do.
Yeah.
Because they may have. I don't know what they're dealing with. They may have.
Could be cards.
100 times the inventory.
Yeah.
Coming in, and they simply don't have time to mess with stuff under $30 or $50 individually, and they just want to move bulk lots out, and they pay, they have the amount of inventory to where that makes sense.
Yeah.
But we have everyone has to figure that number out, what their time is worth.
But that's our basic process whenever we bring in a big lot of stuff. Okay, so we did sell items on eBay up until this morning, and on Poshmark, I forget to check my bundles tab. There's a bundles tab where people bundle things together, and then you can send them an offer on their bundle, and I forget to check that. So I went and checked this morning. I actually had 2 people, so I sent out 2 offers, and one of them did purchase some dog clothing. So we're going to go ahead and get that pulled today, too. We're going to get started with eBay first. We have a Walmart pin going out, number 137.
We actually have a Walmart pin going out, and I think we have a Walmart pin probably getting back here today.
Oh yeah, somebody returned a Walmart pin because they thought it was going to be bigger, but I had the measurements in the listing, so
that's not the first time that's happened.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Not with Walmart pins, but like. Whenever someone, like you say it's about an inch diameter, that's what it says. And then they said, I thought it would be bigger.
It's like people have these, they imagine a measurement is bigger than it is. But I mean, if I'm not sure, I get out a ruler and I'm like, oh yeah, that's not quite as big as I thought it was.
I guess you need a banana for scale.
Oh yeah.
Okay. 137?
Yes.
All right, that is a Walmart 1 hour photo.
Yes. So that sold for $11.69 going to Ironwood, Michigan. I think that person messaged us, didn't they?
Yeah.
Said that they were closing down their photo department, so he was trying to buy all the employees a photo pin.
It kind of makes sense that they're closing down the photo department. I mean, like, what is I guess maybe they have printers there still, and maybe they sell
print out photos. They sell like camera equipment.
Yeah, but you don't need a department for that. It's electronics.
Yeah. So yeah, I get it. We have a dog collar going out in the razor drawer.
Okay.
It's a size small Kong brand black collar.
Kong Max, our strongest collar.
It sold for $8.99. It's going to Anchorage, Alaska. I wonder if that's going on a little husky dog.
No kidding. Oh, that would be awesome.
I know.
One of the amazing races we watched, they had some sled dogs. Man, those dogs. Man, that makes me tired watching those dogs go.
I know. Whenever Pippin pulls on the leash and tries to run,
that.
he looks like one of those. Molly actually did that. My mom took her to Alaska and she got to ride a sled dog, and I've got a picture of her holding the little.
She didn't ride the dog.
No, she rode the sled being pulled by a dog. And I have a picture of her like holding a baby husky.
Oh, I bet she loved that.
They took a helicopter up to the top of this glacier to do that. I'm like, man, I'm so jealous. Okay, next order is I listed all those chem cards and somebody bought them all. And I didn't put the locations. I made a custom list.
Oh, it's okay. I remember.
They're in all these drawers over here. Like
there's some of them. Okay, D&D I know has some.
Smalls.
Okay, and then the other ones I think.
Either razor or flatware. It's
flatware.
Yeah.
And we didn't tell them what happened with these.
Yeah.
You gonna tell them?
So if you remember, we bought 7
of these boxes.
Each of these little cases holds 2 decks. So we bought 7, so that's 14 decks. So I get ready to go list them, and I start sorting them out. And guess what? How many decks we have here? 8. So that leaves 6 decks were not complete.
Yep.
So I did what I could and made little bundles.
The funny thing is, though, it wasn't that they were necessarily missing cards. They had the wrong cards.
Some had extras. They were missing some, had extras of others.
Right.
And I told Lonnie, I said, geez, I wonder if, like, when that sale started, the estate sale we got them at, if they were all there and
somebody bought some.
So they're not going to have complete decks either. So
it severely cut down on our profit.
Right, severely. Although we're still making money.
We are.
Because I did list these and someone bought them all. And then the 4 extra cases, I have those listed together in a lot. So, and somebody will buy those.
Yeah, but still, we wouldn't have bought these to make the profit we're going to make.
No, definitely not. And the time I had to spend into it sorting the cards.
Right.
So we ended up selling all those for $60, plus shipping going to Australia.
And I feel like we knew the risk. We knew there was.
Here was my thing. They were so well taken care of, and they had them still in the cases. I said they've got to all be here, but I didn't consider the fact that they might have already sold some.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
It was a risky thing.
It was.
We both knew it.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
Win some, lose some.
Yep. Okay, next item, Battlestar Galactica poster, Weirdo 24.
It's actually a magazine, right?
Yeah.
Magazine with poster. Yeah. These are kind of cool. Yeah, I need to accelerate my listing of this stuff a little bit. I've only been listing a few things a day.
$12.99 for that. It's going to Glendale. Oh no, it's going international.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's right. It's going to Illinois.
Yep, it's going through EIS through Glendale Heights. Okay, 10 Charlie, vintage, actually almost antique, from the 1930s, Wesson oil glass mayonnaise maker.
10 Charlie.
Yep.
Oh, I hear my eBay app doing something.
It's not a cha-ching.
It wasn't a cha-ching.
So we're not gonna look.
That's too much anxiety. I need to turn this thing back on silent. No, not really.
So that sold for $39.99. It's going to Goliad, Texas. I wonder if somebody's gonna make mayonnaise with that, or are they just gonna use it for decoration?
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
It's got the little recipe on the paper in there too.
Wait, that paper's like almost 100 years old with the recipe?
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's got the...
It's Wesson oil.
No, but look, Candace, it's got the
recipe's on the bottle. Yeah.
The recipe on the glass.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
How cool is that? I
imagine they sold those kind of like a promotional thing so that you would buy their oil to make the mayonnaise.
Yeah, of course.
You know, kind of like how remember at the grocery store when you used to buy things, you could get different dishes to make a complete set. So you'd keep going back buying groceries to try to finish your set off.
We've sold some of that kind of stuff before, the plates and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, they had stamps and stuff, right?
Yeah, you collected them on this little card.
Right, I remember that.
Oh yeah. Let's see. We have a children's pattern going out. 5 Foxtrot number 28.
5 Foxtrot. Oh, it's all the way down there. It's behind all my comic book empire. Not comics, really. 28.
Your comic book sport.
Yeah, it's not even comics though. Which one is it?
28.
Uh, 28. All right. I gotta give it to Bev. She was right.
Yep.
Bev told us we would make money on those.
Bev knows her stuff. All right, that sold for $14.99. It's going to Lithia, Florida. That's number 226 pattern you got there.
Yeah.
Okay. We sold the two John Hardy candle sets.
Yeah, the ones we were just talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about from that estate sale where we bought all the higher end stuff. One Foxtrot is the first set.
And we be honest with y'all, we're probably getting, well, hang on, I need to focus. I wasn't expecting to come way down here. Let's see. Oh, I think I might see. Yep. Looks like a shoebox. Man, they got a good deal.
They did. So we took some offers because they were buying two and because they've been sitting a little while.
Look at that.
So those sold for $30.
They got a real good deal.
Yeah, that brand is expensive.
Look at the packaging for freaking candles.
Yep.
Look at that.
Yep. Some of them even came with like this polishing cloth because of the kind of candle they are. You polish them to keep them shiny.
Polish your candles.
And the other set is on 5 Foxtrot.
Oh man, I gotta go low again.
I didn't put right or left, sorry.
It's okay. Oh, I think I see them. All right, I'll knock some stuff down. I'm gonna go put it back. Here we go.
Those sell for $25, and those are all going to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Yeah, see, this one has the cloth still in it, so you can polish your candle.
I think we probably just got our money back.
Or pretty close, yeah.
Or pretty close, or made a couple of dollars.
I think we paid $25.
Like 25 per.
So we probably made about $20 off of it, or 25. Yeah.
Oh, you're saying 25 for both?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't remember.
I think we did. Yeah.
I would have to go back and watch the video.
CC10, we saw the Mizuno baseball softball glove. It's a left-hand throw.
Black?
Yep.
Okay, got it.
GPM 1254 Premier.
This is definitely it.
Yep, $25 for that, going to Nixa, Missouri. Or Nixa. We sold a water bottle and 2 Echo, a turquoise one.
And every time I think we're getting low on these things, I find another one tucked away somewhere else. I didn't even know we had them on that shelf.
Look and see how many we have left.
Can't be too many.
$39.99 for that to Battle Creek, Michigan. We have a Fleer Marvel card going out. Card number 21 B147.
Okay, you said B147?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it has 2 numbers. It's number up. Post-it noted, and then the number on the card is 21. It's cable?
Yes.
Okay.
$5.99 for that, Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
Okay, I went ahead and got the next thing from here.
Yes.
Because it was kind of hard to get it out of there.
It's a Pyrex dinner plate. $13.49 for that. It's going to Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Last eBay item is some blue digital camo military pants, some BDU pants, 5 Alpha 12.
5 Alpha 12. Okay, that's going to be in one of these clothing boxes on the bottom. I'll be right back. Look, just to show y'all, we kept them off to the side just in case. We didn't want to throw them away immediately. But look, these are all the cards that are wasted here.
Yeah.
That we couldn't make decks out of.
I wonder if any crafters use cards.
I'm sure they do, but I don't know if they would care if they were like chem cards or not. Like, why wouldn't they just use cheap paper cards?
Plastic's more durable. Okay. That is number 12, some blue digital camo pants. They sold for $22.99, and those are going international.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, EIS.
Are we supplying a foreign army there?
We need to look and see where they're going.
Okay, we got these two down. 2 boxes down. We sold, what, this is a dress?
A dress and 2 shirts. 25 total for all the pieces.
Plus, then
plus they're paying. Plus it's Poshmark, so
they're paying the shipping.
The shipping is paid for. Yep.
Okay, let me get these boxes up. Alrighty, that's everything that's going out. I'm gonna go ahead and get this packed up. We're having a good listing day so far. Candace, this is Candace over here, and then this is me listing some books. Oh, I got one more. You write down. There we go. And I think I'm about booked out for a little while. I think I'm gonna go
do some editing.
Well, yeah, actually around this time of day is when I pull in. We're kind of wrapping this video now. I'll just give y'all a little
peek into our life.
Right, and then it's what time is it right now?
3 o'clock.
It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon right now, and have a video going to drop at 4, have it uploaded and everything. Usually what I try and do is I try and edit and upload day before, and then day of publish is when I get with Candace and we try and come up with a title and a thumbnail for each video, which is not easy.
No,
it's not easy, because like the fact is most of these videos we shoot, they're pretty similar. Like different things happen every day, but it's pretty much the same thing. So, but you have to make your titles. Yeah,
you'd be surprised how much a title contributes to the success of a video.
Big time.
So we try to put a lot of thought into it and be creative and original.
And still honest.
Right.
We don't like, there's a fine line between like clickbait and just outright lying. I'm not going to say we don't ever use clickbait, because we do from time to time, but it's always truthful. Now, the thing that I don't like whenever I click on a video, and what I've been trying to change, is the title should at least, I think the title should be covered. Title subject should be covered like in the beginning of the video, but it's not always possible.
Yeah, that's our intentions, but sometimes something happens later in the day that it just happens.
Even this one that we're filming right now,
right? Like this one right here.
And so I may actually end up putting a timestamp.
Yeah.
Whenever it's not at the beginning, I try and at least put a timestamp,
so you can find that subject.
So you can go right to it. Like if you're not like, because the way I think about it, the people that regularly watch our channel, they're going to watch the video regardless probably anyways. New people are going to click in and say, hey, I thought it was about this. It's not about this.
Right.
I'm out of here. And those are the ones, but yeah, I don't know.
So
it's a constant struggle.
So what I've been doing today, I got into a box from that store, the eBay store buyout, of health and beauty, cosmetics, serums, lotions, and perfumes. Now, most of you know eBay does not allow the sale of used perfume.
And I'll open up the cosmetics policy real quick.
Yep.
And I'll put a picture in picture. I'll tell you while you're talking. How about that?
Yes. So basically they don't allow, like, perfumes have to be new. It can't be partial used. You can sell empty collector bottles, but you can't sell partial bottles of perfume. And this all happened during COVID, which I'm assuming that's why, because they were worried about the transmission of things. Like some perfumes have like roller balls, or you might dab it on your finger and then put, So, but to me, it doesn't make sense for spray perfumes. I don't understand.
Or any perfume, really, because it's alcohol based.
It's alcohol. Like I told Lonnie, I can walk in the store and buy an apple that someone with COVID just touched, and I could buy that apple, and that's a lot worse than a bottle of perfume.
I understand for some stuff like a lipstick.
Lipsticks, things that will come in contact with your eye.
Right, eyedropper.
Yeah.
Or something.
And
yeah.
I get even the roller balls and the splash perfumes, but spray bottles should be excluded from this. I just don't get it. But the reason I'm bringing this up because I have all these bottles of perfume.
Look at that.
Yes, and some of them are really good. This is like a huge bottle.
We showed that to him in the last video.
So, and then this is a Lady Gaga perfume that sells for a lot of money. In fact, Lonnie's got some listings pulled up for that one.
Yeah, I wanted to show y'all, like we're not going to do it.
We will not do this because I don't want to.
We don't need to get in trouble.
I don't want to get in trouble with eBay. I don't want them shutting down our store for something stupid like this.
But here it is, Lady Gaga Fame.
Yeah. And there are some new ones that sold, but clearly they're calling it new or new without box that are not new.
Let me show you one that's like really obvious.
Yeah.
Look
at that.
They're calling this new without box. You can see the level of it. And this is, I'm not picking on anybody.
But basically, if you try to sell perfume, there is no used.
You can't.
It has to be.
There's no used on the drop down. Right.
So you have to sell it as new, and that's how people are getting away with that. But they're not getting reported; they're getting sold before they get reported, or the AI is not catching it. But yeah, we're just not going to risk it. So what I'm doing is I am listing them, but you can't sell them on Poshmark
because all they have is priority shipping.
Right, you cannot sell anything flammable on Poshmark. So that leaves me with Mercari and Etsy. So all of them are going to go on Mercari that are worth selling. There is some stuff in here that may not be worth. And then the vintage bottles will go on Etsy. So, and I'm thinking with the really older stuff, I need to put some kind of disclaimer in there about how the scent may not smell the same as it originally did or something like that. Because I have heard of sellers selling older perfume and people complaining about the scent changing. I'm talking about perfumes maybe like from the 50s and 60s, you know. Well, of course it's not going to, everything goes bad after a while, you'd think. Right, huh? But so I feel like I need to put something in the description just stating that. But yeah, that's where we're at. They're all going to Mercari, and then the ones that are vintage are going to also go to Etsy. It's just odd to me the way eBay, I don't know how they selectively enforce a lot of their policies, because you could, like, that was just one example where we looked at that one perfume, and most of the ones that had sold were not new, were used. Yeah, most of them were. Not a few slipped through. Right. They just, like, most of them were used. In some other categories, you do something like that, and you get, boom, they get you right away. So it's like selective enforcement is kind of like, I understand, because so eBay, if you're listening, please allow used spray perfume at least. or it really makes no sense. Or just lighten up a little bit, you know, like it used to be. Like some stuff is important to, like, not sell. Like I understand, like explosives, like prescription stuff. Or the magazine clips that hold a lot of right. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that that's important. Yeah. But there's other stuff that really does not matter. No. Selling used perfume doesn't hurt anyone. No. It really doesn't. No. Show me one instance of used perfume hurting someone. Somebody's gonna find something. Oh, I'm sure. Kind of allergy or something. Other than like creating like a mini Molotov cocktail and throwing it through a window or something. It makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand, like what is their liability with used perfume? What is it? So yeah, this bottle I could easily get $50 for on eBay or more. Right, and I'm putting it on Mercari, and it's probably not, if it sells, it's going to take a long time. So you can't put it on Etsy? No, that's not vintage. Oh. Yeah, that's the other eBay. I mean, Etsy has to be vintage, and I do have a few vintage things here. Like this one, I did put. Oh, this is a smaller bottle. That's one out. Some of those were three. Yeah. Which I saw one very similar to my level, and they got 50 plus ship for it. So that's what I'm putting it for on Mercari. We'll see. Okay. You know? Cool. So.
All right, well, that is going to be it for this one, y'all. Thanks a bunch for watching, and we will see y'all again very soon. Bye, y'all.
Bye.